everybody. Welcome to week 1 science video. Everything that I'm going to talk about today follows straight along with your packet. So I want you to go ahead and get this worksheet out and get this worksheet out. Now, if you've already done these, perfect. If you haven't, now is a good chance to listen, and you can even write what I write if you want to. But I really encourage you, parents, take this opportunity and work with your child on the season of spring activities, because it's a great chance for y'all to go outside and really explore what you see out there in the season of spring. Okay, so before we get started, we're going to quickly review all the other seasons, and we're going to start with summer. So there's summer, fall, winter, and now we have the 4th season, which is spring. Very good. And I'm just going to show you a few pictures in this book that I have of the season of spring. I'm not going to read you every word, but if you're interested in looking it up, it's called Everything Spring. It's a scholastic book, and I'm sure if you Googled it, you could listen to somebody read it to you. I am not going to read it because of copyright issues, but I will just show you some pictures of what you might see in the springtime. So, in the springtime, I really like this picture. If you look closely at it, you see a flower coming through ice. And I think that's so neat, because in the season of spring, all the ice will melt from winter, and that's when the flowers will start to bloom. Also, in the season of spring, you will start seeing little baby chicks and baby bunnies come out. A lot of animals are born in the springtime because the earth is getting warmer. Also, another picture that I would like to show y'all is this one. Now, does that look like a beautiful spring day? Not really. But what you do see is the rain. It rains a lot in the spring. And they say April showers bring May flowers. So all the rain that God is going to provide during the springtime is going to allow all the flowers and green grass to bloom when it gets a little bit sunnier, even in May. Okay? So what we're going to do is, you can use a pencil or a crayon, whatever you have, and help me out with this worksheet. Okay? Now, these are going to go over the 5 senses. It's I see, which you see with your eyes. I hear, you hear with your ears. I smell, you smell with your nose. I taste, you taste with your mouth. And I touch. And these are all things that you are going to do with your 5 senses in the season of spring. If you have not done this worksheet yet, I want you to go outside and do this. Wait till this video is over and then take your work outside and see if you can actually do all 5 senses outside at your house. All right, we'll start with the first one. I see. What is something that you might see in the springtime? Let's see. Can anybody answer? Something I see in the springtime is green grass. And you might not know this. Some of y'all might. My favorite color is green, and I actually love the color of spring green grass. So right here where it says I see, I'm going to write the words green grass. Now, the next thing, I hear. What is something that you might hear in the springtime? I'll give you a second to think. I can actually hear it right now, outside of my window. In this springtime, I hear, and I want to know if you said the same thing. Do you think you might have said you hear birds chirping? Do you hear baby birds? So, in the springtime, I hear birds. Very good. Now, the next thing. In the springtime, I smell. Ooh, that could be kind of tricky. What is something that you might smell in the springtime? Remember, you smell with your nose. Did you happen to say flowers? Because that's what Ms. Sharp was thinking. If you go outside right now, I bet you could find some flowers and you can smell them, okay? So I smell flowers. Okay. The next one. I taste, oh look, there's even a flower right there that you can smell. I taste. Does anybody know what those are? Oh, these are so good. And I know the store has some really big ones of these right now. They are so, so yummy and juicy. In the spring, I taste, what are those? Strawberries. So let's write strawberries. I taste strawberries. See that? Okay. And then the last one, let's see. In the spring, I touch. Ooh, what could you touch in the springtime? Now, this goes back to, well, I'm going to write what Miss Sharp loves. I like to touch really, really soft green grass. Has anybody ever just laid down in a field of really, really green grass? It's pretty awesome. Okay, so in the spring, I touch grass. And boys and girls, you can write whatever you want on this as long as it has to do with spring. So if you don't like touching grass, which some people might not, then you don't have to write that. You can write anything else that you might like to touch in the springtime. Okay, so once you get done writing all this, boys and girls, I want you to go back and color it and use your spring colors. See how Miss Sharp used pink and purple and I colored the strawberries red? I want you to go back and do the same thing. And then when you get done with that, I would love for you to try to write sentences using what you wrote. So the title of your story is going to be Spring. Now, what you could do is use this to help you. Okay? So you could say, the title's already written for you, so you don't have to write that. So you could say, I see, and then write what you wrote. But make sure you make it into a sentence. All right? And a sentence always starts with what, boys and girls? Very good. A capital letter, and it always ends with a period. So you could say, in the spring, I see green grass, period. I hear birds, period. I smell flowers, period. I taste strawberries, and I touch grass. And then you could say, I love springtime. Or if you don't like springtime, you could say, I don't like springtime. It's whatever you feel. And then you can color it. Now, parents, I would love for you to somehow take a picture of these and send them to me. Feel free to help your student. This can be kind of challenging. But instead of telling them how to spell stuff, just try to see if they can sound it out and do it themselves. Make sure you do monitor if they use correct spacing, capital punctuation, capital letters, and punctuation, just so we can continue to work on that handwriting before we get to first grade. All right, the last thing I want to show y'all before it's time to go, I want parents, try to find this book on YouTube. Just go to your YouTube search bar and type in Spring Things, and the author is Bob Raczka. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll hold it up real still for you again. And this book is really good. It's very simple. Your students can probably even help you read it. It's just a few words on a page. But it's a really good book talking about what are things you might see in the springtime. Really take this time with your child. Go outside and experience spring. Go outside and play in the yard. Play outside. You know, it's such a beautiful season. And I hate that we're not at school, but wow, what good weather we've been given to be home and experience this time with your family. All right, boys and girls, I love you all so much. And this is it for week 1 videos, and I hope you enjoyed them. Bye.